This week, Trav and I are continuing our hunt for some big old mountain muleys. So far on this trip, we've scouted a few different mountain ranges, and we found a couple of bucks that we're pretty interested in.
Find them again in the morning, hopefully, and kill them tomorrow.
The rut seems to be in full swing, and when the weather's been clear enough, there's been no shortage of deer. So with our trip nearly halfway complete, it's time for us to commit to a basin, load up the packs, and head in deep. Feeling the pressure of the clock ticking closer to the end of the trip, and with not much deer activity this morning, we decided to break down camp and head into a new basin, a little further away from any other hunting pressure.
Well, we're making pretty good time here. It's pretty nice walking through this burn. There's not too much snow on the ground, and just big, open ponderosa.
The higher we got, the more sheep sign we started seeing, and before we knew it, they were right in front of us.
Well, we're liking this spot already. We haven't been up here 20 minutes. We got 7 does, and we just found a buck. It looks like a pretty good buck, but he's just a big 3-point. Not a 4-point. 1,900 yards out right now. We can't see more than half of this basin right now, and I mean, just in this little chunk here, there's deer all over it. So that knob over there is where we originally wanted to hike to, 493, and I didn't really want to go there just because of the wind. We got this teepee tent, and as great as teepee tents are, they're not very good in the wind. So hoping that we could be on this slope here in the trees and stay out of the wind, but it's far to get to that wall. So we're gonna have to, I think, hike up even higher and then find ourselves a big old chasm and park ourselves in there without a view with the camp. This wind up here is just howling. So yeah, I just picked up another buck, same line as him, about 150 yards in front of him. I could see his rack from here, so must be another decent deer. This buck is definitely a 4. He's deep forks in the back, deep forks in the front. He's a nice deer. There's no way we're getting there tonight. They're both following this doe. I mean, he's just toe and toe with this doe, so sure, I'm glad we gave this basin a try. This is not even up here 45 minutes. That's 10 deer or so and 2 decent bucks. This one's definitely a shooter, no doubt about that. Solid 4x4. Great representation of the species, as they'd say. Well, we were just about to say we're gonna set up camp here. Perfect little bowl covered in deer tracks. We got a really great vantage of this basin, and right over this knob where we just seen those other bucks, a perfect view over there too. So it's nice and centrally located. As soon as we just put my thing down here, freaking buck standing right there. It's just a little 2-point, but still, this goes to show we're right in smack dab in the middle of the deer. So it's where we need to be. We just got to the top here. We just relocated those 2 bucks and that doe, and there's just no way we're getting over there before dark. So we're gonna watch them, and hopefully we can relocate them in the morning and then go down there and make a play. But it's probably another kilometer with a couple solid ups and downs here just to get there, and then they're 800 yards up that other wall. So it's, you know, we can't shoot even if we got to that point, so we'd have to stock up that wall, and there's just not enough daylight to do that. So we're gonna camp up here for tonight. This is a real nice spot, and hopefully we pick them back up in the morning. But I'm just watching that those 2 bucks and that doe, and the one 3-point you can see just like crest of the ridge. He's just looking enviously at the other buck with the doe. And you can see he wants to get in there, so I'm gonna keep an eye on them there and see. They might just scrap it out, I don't know. That's a big 3-point and also a big 4-point, so be a cool battle to catch on camera here. Well guys, this buck is way better than I originally thought. He's a mainframe 4x4. From this distance, I can't see all the junk he's got, but he's got a sticker on the one side. He's got an extra tine sticking out near his G2, and then he's got another kicker coming off one of his back forks. This buck needs to die. Oh my. I think it's this buck or no buck for me. So any other 4 we see, Travis, is all yours, man.
I'll hold you to that.
Yep. Yes, you can. He's just a freaking beauty, man.
Well, our luck continues. Fog has rolled in heavy. Just before the fog rolled in, there's a doe just below us, and she's on a nice little grassy knob, almost in shooting distance if a buck did come out. But just as she was kind of working her way towards us on this little knob, we can't see if there's anything behind her, but the fog rolled in, swallowed her up, and now we gotta wait until that clears to see if anything was following her. But for now, we're sitting in the fog again. It's like they say, you can change your mind, you can change your underwear, but you can't change the weather. Well, I don't know if anybody actually says that, but makes sense.
We got I mean, it's just a blizzard. There's no other words for it. It's dumping snow here. It's fog right out in the entire valley. And we had set up camp here because it was a nice spot so we could see both sides, but we can't see both sides anymore. And the wind, yesterday it was perfect because the wind was coming this way, but now the wind's coming in from the north and just smashing the side of the tent. And yeah, just doesn't make sense. So we're gonna break this thing down, and we're gonna pack into that back basin where we seen that buck, and set up somewhere in there out of the wind, and hopefully this storm passes by here soon and we can pick them back up.
Fog's in pretty thick now. We're just trying to cross his face here, and the grass is pretty slick. Steep hillside too, so it's just covered in snow. So we got a buck and a doe, 300 yards. Buck is bedded, the doe standing and feeding. I can see a back fork, but I can't see if there's anything else. It might be the 2-point, but it could also be a 4. I really can't tell with just my binos. I guess our luck hasn't changed. Just a 2-point.
Well, we should keep our eye open on this slope anyway.
Definitely. That would have been perfect though, eh?
Man, he's right there.
He's right there. Man. Oh well, keep blasting, I guess. They're sticking out pretty good there now. So we got another buck right at the top end of this mountain here. He's working his way downhill towards where these two deer are at the bottom here. I don't know if he's a 4 either. He definitely has crab claws on the front, but I haven't seen his back tines. I don't know if they split or not. He's staring this way, or he's looking this way here right now, so it's frontal view. I can't really count points right now, but
He's not a very old deer, that's for sure.
no.
But he definitely crabs out in front.
Yeah, and I think he does it on the backs too, but I don't know if they're legal points. That's the question right now.
I wait for that fog to clear.
Yeah. He's working his way down, so he's only gonna get closer. We'll only get a better look at him, I think.
We watch this buck hastily make his way all the way down the mountain and finally intercept and steal the hot doe from the 2-point. For a minute, I thought we might see them duke it out, but cooler heads prevailed and the 2-point reluctantly backed off and let this young 4-point take his spot in pursuit of the doe.
Well, keep looking on this face here. I mean, if that doe is hot, it's bound to be a bigger buck come in and check her out here soon.
As we were looking over these bucks, Trav picked up a proper 4-point. He was hot on a doe's tail and he was in a killable spot. So now it was time for us to make a play. We first spotted this buck around 9:30, but it took us a few hours to hike up the ridge and get to a knob within shooting range. And somehow, during that time, he must have bedded somewhere in the alders, and we lost sight of him.
So we got 3 deer straight across canyon from us right now. Not very far. We can't see that buck yet. I know he's there. I 100% seen him this morning. So maybe he's still on this face as those does fed off this way, but we're almost to this little knob up here, but we're taking a break here and glass off this whole wall because there's deer popping up everywhere on it. So I think it's just a matter of time before that buck kind of steps out in the open. He could be bedded just watching over his does. I don't know. But he's got to be around here. There's so many deer, I can't see him leaving. So I just laid eyes on him again. He's right over this knob, basically exactly where I saw him this morning. He must have bedded down and washed over his does from his bed, but he's upstanding. The last I saw him, he was facing away. I think there's 2 other does with him. It didn't take much time. I came back here because Mitch was glassing this side of the knob here, but he's still there, and I think he's within 200 yards there, so we're in good shape. So see this pile of brush right in front of us?
Yeah.
Just above it, there's like a small chico, like maybe 10 feet tall.
Okay, yeah.
He's right at the base of that. You see it? There's a doe there, and then he's right below the doe.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is. He's in the open there. He's about to bed.
I do not see him.
He's about to bed, I think.
Where is he? Yeah, he's right up against that brush, in the brush. Well, not in it, but against it. I mean, he's probably going to get right back up, I would assume. No? That doe's up. She's walking. And that other buck, wherever the hell he is going to come by and... There he is. Yeah. The other buck is open and broadside.
I could take the shot if I didn't have 2 frickin' branches. Like 2 thick. You see those 2 trees that are like, I don't know, 50 yards before him? You got limbs right. I'd have to shoot between 2 limbs.
Guess what this buck is?
What is he?
He might be legal, but yeah, no. Not worth it for this guy. He's above them. He's just feeding. He's not really working his way down toward them. What's your distance right now?
275.
275.
Be cool to drop him right in his bed.
Yeah, it would be cool to kill him right there, that's for sure. He is a nice freaking buck. Yeah, there's a couple freaking branches there.
Know.
I mean, if you want to shoot, you can shoot. If not, we can wait till he stands.
I got a gap there, but really, like, that's really threading the needle here. Maybe I can try it. Should I try it?
It's up to you.
I think I'm gonna try it, Mitch.
You're gonna shoot it?
What do you think?
I mean, if you're comfortable, man, that's whatever. So let me double check. Yeah, we're good up here, good down here. We're recording. Good whenever you want.
Good.
You hit him. Reload. Hit him again. You hit him in the front shoulder. He's still right there. Right to the right.
Yeah.
Nailed him. That's a dead buck.
That's a dead buck.
Dude, nice shooting, buddy. Nice shooting.
Thanks, buddy. Whoo! You slid, eh?
Oh yeah, he's down. It's a steep go right there. He slid down there good. That second shot, you just tapped him right in the top of the pack. You spined him. He just
down he went.
Yeah, first shot, and I think it might have deflected a bit because you hit a bit low.
Yeah.
But that second shot, you really tagged him good. Oh, ravens are here already. They know what's up.
Dude, thanks for letting me shoot that buck, man.
You're welcome.
You did say it was that buck or anything.
I know. I know what I said.
That's my biggest mule, for sure.
Probably one of your biggest deer score-wise. That thing's freaking, he's a stud, man.
Yeah, he's a nice buck.
He's a freaking stud. Man, they're honed into gunshots, seriously. They just land on him?
I don't know, so I'm trying to
They're freaking on him. Might be missing his eyes by the time we get there. Well, we're on the face here where Trav shot that buck, and the ravens are already circling above us, so we're getting close here. We're not exactly sure where he is. These alders are pretty tall, taller than we are, so just kind of picking our way through here and hoping to find him piled up here in the bottom. We did see him. He's dead, so he's laying there somewhere. Just got to find him.
Well, his slide is straight down here. And if I look through the brush, I can see him right there. He bled quite a bit over here.
Yeah, he got hung up there, I think, when he was sliding.
Yeah, got hung up and then he just kicked himself out of there. Oh, dude. He's a beauty, man. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see his headgear from up there. Oh, man. Whew. Wow. He's a bruiser, Mitch.
Yeah, he's a nice deer, man.
I am stoked with this buck. Look how wide he is. He's even got brow tines. I didn't even know he had brow tines. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll pull my pack off here. And
He's got a big neck on him, eh?
yeah, he does. He's all rutted up. Oh my God, he's already stiff.
He's wide, man.
He's wide, man. Look at his ears.
He's past his ears, like,
Yeah,
for sure. He's past his ears. His forks aren't that deep, but he's freaking wide.
I thought they were a little deeper, but I mean, I ain't complaining.
Yeah, he's a freaking stud, man.
I am stoked, dude. Yeah, I hit him high on the second shot, actually. Spined him on the second shot. But the 275-yard shot. The distance itself wasn't tricky. It was the way he was laying with a bunch of branches between two trees, big limbs from a tree just over here. But yeah, man, I'm stoked. Thanks, dear.
For Trav and I, late season mule deer is one of our favorite times of the year to be out. And finally getting a buck on the ground on day 6 of a 7-day trip sure feels good. But we're not here to fill only one tag, and so we broke this buck down in record time. Our plan is to get him back to camp before 2 and hopefully find me a big old gnarly buck before the sun sets. It's an ambitious play to say the least, but I hear fortunes favor the bold, and today, somewhere in these mountains, there's a buck who's about to meet his maker. Next time on Alpine Carnivore.
Put him down. 2 bucks on the ground, dude. We freaking did it. Once again, we have a complete tent failure. Okay, I got deer everywhere. I just yard sailed myself through a thorn bush down the mountain.